Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Sunday morning, the 20th of October. So it's a while since I talked about the Sebastian Rogers case, and is anybody actually talking about Sebastian Rogers anymore? Or is it all just descended into anarchy? And 15-year-old Sebastian, who has been missing since February 26th of this year, has been completely forgotten. You tell me. So I'm not going to spend too long on this. I'm certainly not going to spend 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours doing live streams on this. I'm streaming 2 trials at the moment. You know, some days a day off trialing, but there's no way I'm going to read through all of the legal documents that have been filed. In my opinion, none of it is about Sebastian. But this has stemmed from the camp of Dog the Bounty Hunter and his associates. It comes out of the law offices of Joseph Lesniak, who is the attorney for Nick the Hat. So on October 5th, Nick the Hat wrote this on Twitter, and it's pinned. I feel it in the air. We've heard your lies for 30 days. The nation has been spoon-fed them for several months. So long, skunks. Time to light up America in green. Now they will hear us loud and clear, as their time has finally come. I remember what my last weekend felt like before gearing up for court. Unfortunately for them, they don't know it's their last relaxed weekend for the next several years. So this is fighting talk. So what's all this about? Well, 2 creators, Granny's Watching and Barbecue Lady. Now, I don't know who Barbecue Lady is. Is this somebody from TikTok rather than YouTube? Is this because they're both situated in Pennsylvania and this is a lawsuit out of Pennsylvania? But I've had a very quick scan through the legal documents, and it seems that a whole bunch of other creators have been named in this. The law offices of Joseph Lesniak said 13 hours ago, just as a reminder, Sebastian Rogers news conference announcing legal action related to the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, 15, filing and exhibits attached. So these are the filings. These are the exhibits. 323 pages of exhibits. It's interesting that it says Andrew Griffin exhibits here. That's Bull on Betty. So there's Sebastian's information there. There's the TBI information about Sebastian. So what have they actually done? Well, we have to keep scrolling. And here we've got Cajun Navy calls off search for missing autistic teen Sebastian Rogers amid threats. So this was back in March. So the Cajun Navy are not plaintiffs in this, so I don't really know how that's relevant. And there was never any confirmed threats. You know, at a press conference, Sumner County Chief Deputy Eric Craddock said he'd never heard. So apparently the Cajun Navy had talked to Nashville PD, but I don't really know why that's an exhibit in a filing when the Cajun Navy are not plaintiffs here. Tennessee police say inaccurate information online has caused distraction. Okay. Alright, it is distracting. But, you see, the problem is, with this lawsuit, in my opinion, you'd have to prove that the people named as the defendants directly caused these things against the plaintiffs. So, the plaintiffs, Dog Chapman, Dog the Bounty Hunter, Seth Rogers, Tony Mathis, Nick the Hat, Julia Valenti, that's the dog handler, and this is a prayer for a preliminary injunction for the reasons stated in the attached complaint, prohibiting these 2 people, as well as any person acting by, for, or through them, from further disclosing, disseminating, or publicly sharing any private communications involving plaintiffs or their associates, included but not limited to recordings, live streams, or related content obtained without the consent of all parties. And this directs the defendants to cease the use of crowdsourcing or fundraising platforms, so including YouTube super chats, to solicit funds for their legal defence, from making any defamatory or disparaging statements regarding plaintiffs Seth Rogers, Tony Mathis, At Night Media, or any other named individuals, directing them to cease, release private information, identities, blah blah blah, to remove any existing online content, videos, posts or publications, to reimburse the plaintiffs' court costs, mandating the defendants inform their audience, including followers, supporters, subscribers and associates, to cease and desist from all defamatory, harassing or threatening behaviour. Well, you can tell people to stop doing what they're doing, but just because they watch your channel doesn't mean to say that they've got to listen to you. So it's very strange. So they respectfully submit this memorandum in support of their petition for a preliminary injunction and final injunction seeking immediate relief from coordinated, malicious and dangerous campaign of harassment, defamation and obstruction orchestrated by the defendants. Plaintiffs seek an immediate injunction to prevent further irreparable harm to their personal safety, reputations, well-being, and to protect the integrity of the investigation into Sebastian Rogers' disappearance. So basically, they're saying these two creators are leading the charge against the plaintiffs like Dog, Tony, etc. And that's interfering with the search for Sebastian Rogers. It's hampering the search. Their actions designed to mislead the public, create confusion and discredit those associated with the search have crossed into dangerous and unlawful behaviour. Alright, so here's where I'm at with this. Alright. A quick flick through these exhibits reveals a lot of chats. If we keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, because it's all like news pieces and stuff. Things that have been said by people in chats. Okay, fair enough. But how does the tit-for-tat stuff that goes on YouTube and other platforms interfere with the search for Sebastian Rogers? How can you prove directly, how can you prove that those things that have been said, those, narky tit-for-tat stuff, the drama, the crama, the BS, how has that directly interfered with the search for Sebastian Rogers? So I could understand it if Seth Rogers was wanting a protection order against people if he felt that they'd unfairly accused him or they've harassed him in any way, akin to what the Proudfoots did in relation to Bull on Betty. And if Seth did that, I'd be more inclined to say, well, okay, people have accused Seth, people have, maybe stepped over the line in relation to Seth because he is, a victim, he's a grieving father of a missing child, and maybe people have overstepped. So, yeah, make them stop. But that would be a suit out of Tennessee, wouldn't it? Because Seth Rogers lives in Tennessee. This is a Pennsylvania lawsuit against two people who, look, they may have said stuff. They may have, I don't know. I have watched Granny's Watching and she gives a lot of opinions. I don't know Barbecue Lady at all, whatever she's been accused of doing, whether there's a rightful claim against her for doing stuff against people, sending fake FBI postal workers to people's houses and making them feel uncomfortable. That's one thing, but how does that interfere with the search for Sebastian Rogers? I don't understand. And I don't understand how it stops Dog the Bounty Hunter and Nick the Hat and those doing whatever they're doing. Because, look, if they're saying that these people are interfering with the search because they're sending bogus tips, okay, they may be. But again, how does that interfere with the search for Sebastian Rogers? Because anybody can set up a tip line and It's got no official standing whatsoever. So wouldn't it be Sumner County Sheriff's Office and the TBI? Wouldn't it be up to them to deal with people sending malicious tips to their tip line? Because their tip line, Sumner County and the TBI, are the only two official tip lines. Dog the Bounty Hunter or whoever else can set up a tip line, but they're not connected in any way to the actual search of Sebastian Rogers. They've just put themselves out there. They've gone on News Nation and wherever else. Dog the Bounty Hunter to Ashley Banfield, said that this was a custody dispute. This was a squabble between parents. That's what he said had happened to Sebastian. And that he was, squirreled away somewhere. And that he was alive. That's what he said. So it seems to me that, Dog the Bounty Hunter has made some startling claims. And this declaration of Seth Rogers is equally puzzling. I, Seth Rogers, being duly sworn according to law, hereby depose and affirm the following. I, Seth Rogers, the biological father of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, from the very beginning, I've been certain in my gut that my ex-wife, Katie Proudfoot, and her husband Chris Proudfoot are involved in the disappearance of my son Sebastian. Chris asked me to get our story straight about Sebastian, implying that he wanted me to lie. When I refused, they both cut off all communication with me. They've shown no interest in finding our son, and their behaviour only deepens my belief that they're hiding something. So this seems to be a complaint against Chris and Katie, although Chris and Katie are not defendants in this case. Every day that goes by without their help only makes me more certain they've known more than they're saying about what happened to Sebastian. For 7 long months I've been living with the nightmare of a missing child, and with that, it's heartbreaking, it absolutely is. But how does this relate to the 2 creators that have been named in this suit? It's something no parent should ever have to face. That's true. The pain is unbearable, and it's made worse by the fact that the very people who should have cared, Katie and Chris, have turned their backs on me. Instead of searching for Sebastian, they've aligned themselves with people more interested in tearing me down than finding my son. I feel like I am being blocked at every turn by the Proudfoots and their group of online creators. They've spread rumours, attacked me publicly, worked to discredit me. It feels like a coordinated effort to silence me and shift the blame rather than help find my boy. But they've not been on the media saying that he had anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance. It's him that's done that. In the early days of searching for Sebastian, I entered into a relationship with someone called Michaela. I was broken and grieving. She seemed to offer comfort, but her intentions weren't genuine. In early May, while staying at my apartment, Michaela sent confidential CPS reports documents concerning my son's safety without my knowledge. She later teamed up with T-Rev, and together they used those stolen reports as leverage to control me. So again, T-Rev and this Michaela person are not the defendants here. The way Michaela, T-Rev, and their group of creators, people like Barbecue Lady, Granny's Watching, so those are the 2 defendants, all right. But in this documentation here, they're asking the judge to grant this injunction against these 2 creators because they've led the charge. But where's the proof for that? And then others, so including Queen Bee and JLR, exploited my pain for their gain. It's nothing short of cruel. The attacks against me haven't just stayed online. They've followed me to work, where I serve as a deputy at Davidson County Jail. Barbecue Lady, along with others like Granny's Watching, Queen Bee and Cluminati, have spread rumours that I'm involved in the murder of a child and that I'm a pedo. Those lies have put my life in danger at work. I work at a maximum security section of the jail, and if word gets out about these false accusations, I know I could be stabbed or killed by inmates. One of them even accused one of my co-workers of being under investigation for time card fraud, trying to stir up trouble in my workplace. These attacks aren't random. They're part of a coordinated effort to ruin my life and make it impossible for me to do my job safely. I've long suspected that Katie and Chris Proudfoot are hiding something about Sebastian's disappearance. Their refusal to help and their cold behaviour only made me more certain of it. Early on, one of them came to me in person offering to help, but after she met with the Profoots, her behaviour changed. It's like she switched sides, and her attacks on me and those helping me became more aggressive. This makes me wonder what exactly was discussed during that meeting. In addition to the Profoots, there's a whole group of online creators. So, Cluminati, SF Investigates, and Stephen Crabtree have used their platforms to spread lies about me, calling me a child killer and a pedo. These are dangerous accusations. They've taken a toll on me, both personally and professionally. Stephen Crabtree didn't even have a YouTube channel before my son went missing. He created his channel specifically to capitalise on my tragedy, aligning himself with Cluminati and others in this online group. Well, to be honest, they've actually been searching for Sebastian. They've actually been out there, boots on the ground, searching for Sebastian with SF Investigates. I don't see how they were hampered searching for Sebastian. I don't see how any of this deters law enforcement from searching for Sebastian or anyone else searching for Sebastian. I don't know how much searching, the likes of Dog the Bounty Hunter or Nick the Hat or these other people named here have actually been boots on the ground searching for Sebastian. I don't understand. To make matters worse, the Profoots recently posed for a photo with these people smiling as if they were all in on some kind of sick joke. They pretended to search for Sebastian. Okay. But their actions felt more like mockery than genuine effort. A true and correct copy of that photo, taken on or around September 29th, 2024, depicting Chris Profoot along with Cluminati, her spouse or romantic partner, Steve Fisher, is attached here as Exhibit 1, incorporated by reference herein. The threats haven't stopped. I've been told by people connected to the Profoots that there will be consequences for anyone who speaks out against them. Chris even told my ex-wife that if I opened my mouth about what I knew, it would never open again. Look, we need to have proof here. Feels like they're using their power and connection to silence me. I don't know how much longer I can fight this battle on my own. Your Honour, I'm just a father trying to find his son. I've been betrayed by people I thought I could trust, and I'm fighting against a coordinated group of individuals who seem more interested in destroying me than helping find my boy. I don't have the resources or the power that these people do, but I do have a father's love for his son, and that's what keeps me going. Every second that ticks by, my son's life hangs in the balance. If he's out there, every day that passes without finding him could mean the difference between life and death. Well, the cops, let's hope they're doing their job. The fact that you've got beef with certain YouTube creators doesn't stop law enforcement from doing their job in finding Sebastian. And it seems to me that this declaration is blaming people, the biological mother of Sebastian. That seems to be cruel and exactly the same pain that Seth is talking about. Can't help but feel like the Profoots and these online creators are helping time run out on him. Their silence, their lies, their attacks, they're not just bystanders, they're accomplices to whatever happened to my boy. If my son dies out there alone, they'll have blood on their hands. The Profoots, the step-parents who should have helped, they've turned into silencers. The in-laws, the ones who could have supported me, have turned into outlaws. And these online creators, they've gone from telling stories to being killers in their own way. They've destroyed my family bit by bit, and it's time for this to end. I'm exhausted, I'm heartbroken, and I just want someone to listen and help me bring my son home. This is the truth. I hope you understand how much I need your help to find Sebastian and hold those responsible accountable. I'm fully prepared to testify under oath and provide detailed accounts of those organised and sustained efforts, including the incitement, harassment and violence, the continuous threats to my life. So, yeah. All right. I'm not on anybody's side. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I just see what's out there in the public domain. And to me, it seems like it's Seth and his team that have made these outrageous allegations, and people have fought back against those outrageous allegations. It feels, and this might not be true, but it feels like this is just an attack on people who supported the Profoots because of what happened to Bullhorn Betty. But there is a news conference on Tuesday, A news conference will be held on Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024 at 10 a.m. on the steps of the Delaware County Court of Common Pleas. The legal action involves a RICO, an organised crime civil case filed in Delaware County aimed at addressing it's a RICO case, come on now. Addressing the harmful spread of misinformation and exploitation that has obstructed the investigation. The case targets individuals and groups who have propagated false narratives undermining the search for Rogers and delaying justice for his family. This is the actual search for Sebastian Rogers. Check out the TBI Newsroom and their facts about the case. That they say there's absolutely no evidence of foul play on behalf of any of the parents. That includes Katie and Chris. So yeah, the TBI have told people to stop speculating and discussing stuff that isn't true on social media and only reporting credible tips to the genuine tip line 1-800-TBI-FIND. Information that has been released by the TBI and or Sumner County Sheriff's Office throughout the investigation, including a list of frequently asked questions, can be reviewed below. Okay, so we know how much searching was done. We know how much technology was searched. This was done by the FBI and the Secret Service, and there's no evidence of foul play on behalf of any of the parents. Everything else is just white noise. All right, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.